Welcome
Zach told
into
me
the
not
Paul.
to say something
Come on,
stupid.
man.
I really wanted to.
Welcome into the Paul Farrington Show. Paul joined by Jack Weinberger, Robert Ziggy Ziegler, and producer Zach is back. Look at producer Zach. Goes into his own little quarantine, comes out with his beard grizzled. What an appearance.
No more Lauren.
No more Lauren.
Producer Lauren.
I think we got Zach jealous.
This show is just.
I'll say I think we got a producer attractiveness upgrade. I mean, can we get back to Zach real quick?
Oh, you're right.
I mean, look at that. Look at that. That's a substantial upgrade.
Zach said he really liked the natural light of the show right now. He actually said it was beautiful.
This show with Zach is just 10 times better. You can't, there's no denying.
He's the man.
There's no denying.
He's the man.
Zach is needed on this show, so we're happy. Happy he's here.
All right, so the big news for us this week was we hit 15,000 subscribers. So we really appreciate everybody who's been guys. That was a very lackluster.
That was awkward
from you guys.
That was very awkward.
Yeah, but that's not on me. That's on you guys.
No, I blame Ziggy. Ziggy didn't even look interested.
I mean, we're just talking numbers here. I care about football. I don't care about our subscriber numbers. We're in this for the love of the game.
I want 100K. I want 100K. What's 15K?
It's a nice accomplishment.
We want 100K.
We have a really good, really fun fan base that engages with us all the time. We got a bunch of people in the chat right now. Hopefully more start coming in at the end of the show around 12:45. 11:45 Central Time. We'll start a little giveaway because we said at 15,000 we're going to give away some shirts. So Ziggy claims that he has a system pulled up to select members and non-members. We'll have 2 different giveaways, and we'll see. We'll see if Ziggy blows it or not. So we all believe in him, but you never know with this show. You just never know. So Zach, I have a quick question for you, and actually everyone in the audience can participate as well. I want you to see if you can match what each of us did last night. Okay. One of us stayed in and read, educate himself. One of us watched a movie with his family. The other one went on a bender in New York City. Can you guess who did each one?
Well, reading's got to be Ziggy.
This might be the easiest question of all time.
Ziggy's just a reader.
I want to see what the fans say to that one.
I would say Jack stayed in and watched a movie because that's just usually what Jack does. He's the big movie guy here.
I do like movies.
And Paul went on the bender.
Well, believe it or not, no. I don't know how Zach didn't get that. I mean, everyone in the chat knows the answer here. It's like, everybody in the chat understands.
He got the Ziggy part right.
So Ziggy stayed in to read. I watched the movie, and Jack went out into New York City and enjoyed a little nightlife. Yeah,
it was a last-minute decision, too. It was like 9 o'clock rolled around. I'm in a group chat with a few guys, and we're like, yeah, why not? So we went out, had some vodka Sprites, met some girls. It was a fun time.
Watch football. Oh my god! I almost said.
You watched a pick lose, lost some money, but it's fun.
Any good characters at the bar?
Well, I do have one funny story. So I'm a Steelers fan. So do all these.
We all know.
Other people watching.
We've been friends for 20 years.
So we were in line. It was the line was kind of long, but it was a fun bar. It's called Bleecker Street Bar in Manhattan. So we were waiting in line for like 45 minutes. And we met some guys. They were a couple of years younger than us, 22 or 23-ish. Went to Indiana University, Bloomington. And they had the Georgia-Tennessee game up on their phone. And so it sparked a conversation. I'm like, oh, you on the Dogs tonight? And he's like, yeah, I mean, of course. Are you? I'm like, yeah, of course.
Start barking at him.
Of course I'm the Dogs. Well, no, but we were both shouting the "Who's that coming down the track?" like in line.
Oh, okay, nice.
So anyway, Georgia hits, and then this kid was good. Like he had Wisconsin against Oregon plus the points they covered. Like this kid won a lot of his bets. He had Notre Dame, which was a tough backdoor. Then he was telling me he liked Kansas against BYU. So I'm like, oh shoot, like this kid seems to know what he's talking about, and he only likes Kansas.
Oh, and the cap of the week.
And the cap of the week is BYU. So Kansas ended up winning. And we were online, and he was telling me how good the NFL slate is tomorrow. I'm like, I'm not a huge NFL bettor, but I like the Steelers as a home dog to the Ravens. And he's like, dude, I was just about to tell you that Baltimore giving 3 is my lock of the He said it is my lock of the season. I'm like, really? I'm like, I like Pittsburgh as a home dog. And then he was saying, he's no, Baltimore. I'm telling you, Baltimore is to play tomorrow.
No, you know what though? This guy doesn't know. But this guy doesn't know. He doesn't realize.
I do believe Pittsburgh wins this game.
Well, yeah,
I give him credit with the Kansas pick last night. That was
he's like
one.
me, Jack. He's like me, where everybody who watches the Ravens during the season, if you watch the Ravens and the Steelers, it's very obvious. You go, oh, Baltimore should win this game by double digits. Like
Yeah.
Baltimore, the Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. You could go on and on. Actually, you don't need to. Just Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry.
Yeah, he's fallen into the trap, I think.
But when you watch the Steelers and Ravens play in Pittsburgh, something like it's one of those weird Acrisure Stadium things where all of a sudden,
no, we're not calling this Acrisure Stadium.
It's called Acrisure Stadium. It's Acrisure Stadium.
No, stop.
Sorry, they bought it. I say
no,
it.
Stop.
What, you call it the Willis Tower?
But I didn't go.
No, I don't call it that.
I didn't go into detail about how much Steelers fan.
I don't even talk about I mean, I talk about I guess like the Freedom Tower is actually One World Trade Center.
Yeah, how about you call things do you call it the crypto.com arena?
All right, we're not really comparing the Freedom Tower and the Willis Tower to Heinz Field.
No, it's Heinz Field.
You know, Heinz Field is more iconic.
It's always Heinz Field. It's always the Staples Center.
What about Three Rivers? It was just called Three Rivers.
That's the older generation.
Do you call the Commanders the Redskins anymore?
Oh, jeez.
Jack, you can't say that. Zach, you can't say that.
Oh, geez. Well, no, we say Commanders.
Anyway, I didn't go into detail about how I'm a Steeler fan. I go to a few games a year, and
they call you with the first round draft picks. They send you a Christmas card.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't say like I know we're gonna win this game. Like he's just one of those guys like, oh, like Baltimore has Lamar and Henry and they're gonna win. Like probably something like you.
Nice guy. He just doesn't know.
Nice
he
dude.
Doesn't know.
He
has no idea you're talking about him to an audience of 67 people.
No.
He has no idea.
Yeah, he has no idea.
Unless he's watching right now.
Maybe he is.
You should have given him the link and said, "I'm going to give you all the locks you need today."
Yeah.
Okay.
If I come across him again in Bleecker Street Bar, I'll tell him to watch this live show.
So we got about 70 people in the chat right now. Again, thank you everyone for watching. 2 new subs, appreciate that. Well, we got one sub. We got Ethan Robson who's just joined, and Ryan Drescher has been here for 6 months. It's a long time to be on a membership. So we thank you very much, Ryan, for that. Day one, day one. Guys, in the chat throughout the show, just drop in questions. We're going to answer as many questions as we can that come in. Hopefully we do get some questions during the show, and we'll go from there. A lot of people are really excited. As Jack said, the slate is just fantastic today. It was Steelers, Ravens, Bills, Chiefs. We'll talk a little bit about the Packers and Bears off the top here, though. So, Ziggy, actually, this is something I was thinking. This wasn't on our rundown. This is bad producing right here. But between Jordan Love and Caleb Williams, like, who do you think going into this one, who needs the better Week 11? And I want everything taken into consideration, like with the expectations for the rest of the year, the situation in Chicago with the coaching and everything. Who needs the bigger Week 11?
I mean, no-brainer. You go first.
The obvious answer is Caleb Williams needs the bigger Week 11. I mean, like Jordan Love, ultimately, we've seen enough from him. He's a fine NFL quarterback. We know he can play. We know he can turn it on. And if the Packers lose this game, it's not like their season is over. People kind of freaked out about us saying this is a must-win game for the Packers. And while I think it's really, really important for them, like they don't have to win this game in order to make the playoffs or whatever. If Jordan Love turns it on next week, that'll be okay. Caleb Williams, if the Bears lose this game, the organization's collapsing.
No, stop it. What
do
you mean?
He hasn't shown that he can play in the NFL. Like he needs to turn a putrid rookie season around fast. And there's no other way to get the Demons out of Chicago than beating the Packers this weekend. I think things will get much worse if they can't win this game.
I was going to say it's more important for Jordan Love.
Yeah, see? All right. So the question's not as bad as everyone thinks. Ziggy, can you pull that?
Yeah, can we get a quick shout out to Giovanni Bahena in Stanton, Virginia? I love Stanton. It's a great city. One of my best friends is from Stanton.
Oh, is that Staunton?
Yeah, Stanton.
I pass right through that when I go to Virginia Tech. That's by JMU, right? By Harrisonburg, that whole area?
Yeah.
I know that area very well. And this guy, he's probably surprised that I know that. But our friend did her student teaching there in Stanton when she was at JMU.
Oh, yeah. My bad. Right?
I know Stanton quite well. So shout out, Gio is his name?
Yeah, Gio Bahena.
Are you a Hokies fan, Gio? Gotta be, right?
I see the little green G for Packers, but
it's gotta be a Hokies fan too, I would imagine. I got my Vatek shirt on.
Oh, you were saying about Jordan Love.
But I think it's more important for Jordan Love. Like I just believe that Chicago right now, Caleb Williams is a rookie, he's been struggling. The expectations are low. But if you're Jordan Love and you're coming off a loss to a division rival, there has been some questions about you this year. You haven't been what a lot of people thought. Plus, you've been a bit hurt. And now if you lose to the Bears, who are on a downward spiral, off a bye week too, that's going to be really, really concerning. Whereas the Bears are supposed to lose. They're 6-point dogs with Williams, who's been struggling mightily.
Yeah, I think
But if the
Ziggy
Packers-
is a lunatic for saying that. Like, it's the sky's already falling in Chicago. Losing to the Packers might be the most normal thing that could happen to the Bears this week.
They're supposed to do that.
Right.
But if the Packers lose today, that's real bad.
I think Jordan Love needs the bigger Week 11 for the exact reasons Jack said, and maybe I'm the only person who's saying this because I don't know why I am, but I think this is about like it's not a must win in the sense that they're eliminated. Obviously, 6-4 is a great record, but I'm just saying if they lose to Chicago, bad loss, and when you have the 49ers, Dolphins, Lions at Seattle over your next 4, like they should be fine, Green Bay. But if they lose this one, questions. I mean, especially with the way Chicago's falling apart right now. If you lose this game, yeah, that's where I say, okay, like maybe this isn't a Super Bowl team. Maybe we were overreacting a little bit, and that is, of course, an overreaction because it's a week by week sport. But I do think that you have more of the leash with Caleb Williams. Ziggy, you said at the start of the year, the whole goal for Chicago is by the end of the season, he's playing well. You still have 8 games to make that happen in Chicago. And
if it doesn't happen this week, it's not happening for the rest of the season.
Why would it be this week against Green Bay after changing offensive coordinators?
When the vibes are bad, when it starts getting really bad, you have to turn it around fast or it lasts for the rest of the season. I mean, look, is he going to light up what? Is he going to light up the Vikings defense, the Lions defense, the 49ers defense? That's the games they've got left.
Unlikely, but I'm just saying the very week that you fire Shane Waldron and promote Thomas Brown is not the week that you're going to say, if it doesn't turn around now, it's over.
Well, no, that's the one chance to save the vibes. And if you don't turn around this week, the vibes will just sour. Right? You need to trick yourself into thinking that Shane Waldron was the problem instead of the whole organization. The only way you can acquire that delusion, and it's a very particular kind of delusion they need, is to win this weekend, or at least have a good game from Caleb Williams this weekend.
I can't wait till next year I walk into like a Wendy's and Caleb's taking my order.
Good God, man. Poor Caleb Williams.
I mean, I saw this coming from a mile away with this guy.
Isn't it crazy that the Bears, if you go back, 3 weeks ago, I think it was 3 weeks ago today, like the Bears are 4-2 and a Hail Mary play away from being 5-2 going into their 8th game. And then you have the whole Tyreek Stevenson thing. Next week, DJ Moore's walking off the field versus the Cardinals. Next week, he scored 3 points against the Patriots. I mean, the collapse for Chicago, it's literally instantaneous from one moment on.
Well, they have the worst quarterback in the league.
But if they beat Washington, everyone's talking about Caleb Williams going on a game-winning drive to upset Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. And someone, I can't remember who it was, someone was getting on me saying that I put too much emphasis on vibes and momentum. But I really do think that you're 5-2 going into that week against the Cardinals. Yeah, you probably still lose.
Yeah, they lose anyway.
I don't think it's as bad. You lose that whole week of distractions with Stevenson. It was almost amazing how quickly it fell apart. And yeah, there are very few teams who can do, like the Jets. The Jets could have that happen to them. I don't even know if the Browns would have. The Browns would just be bad. Like the Bears are one of those teams that would just happen.
I would think that there's a better chance, like losing that game the way you did, that you would bounce back and win
against the Cardinals.
Yeah,
not for Chicago.
Like
not for
having
Chicago.
a whole week with that taste in your mouth, like, oh, you're also in a Hail Mary, then to go and get killed again, and then get killed again. That's just bad. That's a quarterback
again by the New England Patriots.
Yeah, that's inexcusable.
That's just a quarterback who stinks.
Remember, guys, we'll take any questions that we can get in the comments section right now. It's whether it's your fantasy team, what you think is going to happen for a specific game. Leave a comment too. We'll hit it. If you have a hot take, we'll hit on that as well.
And I'll say we finished the fan poll. 60% Jordan Love, 40% Caleb Williams. So usually we put up a poll that has Jordan Love in the name, and Jordan Love gets like 99% of the votes. So actually, like,
so the excuses are rolling in,
basically.
When does everyone admit that I was right?
Next year, Thanksgiving.
So like a year from now?
A year from now, yes. A year from now.
No, it could be sooner than that. If he comes out looking like Bryce Young next year,
it'll
be pretty quick.
I'm giving myself the flowers right now. I
think very quick. Yes, this is a premature.
I think it's over. I think he's done. Seriously.
Game 8, Game 9.
I mean, he's so bad.
Ziggy, what do you think of Jordan Love versus the Chicago Bears defense, the pass defense specifically, which has been very good this year?
I mean, it's been pretty good this year, but I think this Bears pass defense, like the Bears are.
Right over there. Is
Sorry,
Ziggy
yeah,
okay?
no, woof. The thing about this Bears defense is this Bears defense has been very good at limiting numbers, but it's very hard. It's been hard for them the past few weeks to limit the number of points that the opposing team scores, just because the offense continues to put them in really bad positions. Right? I mean, the Patriots had one of their best offensive games of the season. The Cardinals put up a ton of points. I think the trick for Jordan Love, and I think this falls more on Matt LaFleur than anyone else, is what they need to do is this isn't the game to ask the world of Jordan Love. I know it's the first time since week 1 he hasn't had an injury designation. Right now is when you want to get excited and open up the playbook. I'm not saying you call it like Malik Willis is playing, but I don't think you go that far off. I think you rely on the run game. I think you take advantage of the fact that the Bears offense is going to put the defense in difficult spots. And you just give Jordan Love easy plays to execute, build up some confidence, and get together a good performance. I don't think this is the weekend to unleash Jordan Love and have him do everything.
No, the Bears defense statistically has been awesome in most categories regarding the pass game. And something that I think all Packers fans are going to pay attention to, and Bears fans are going to be watching as well, is what happens when Green Bay gets in the red zone. They've made a lot of mistakes. Every Packers fan knows they've made a lot of mistakes in the red zone, a lot of penalties. I think 18 on the season inside the 20-yard line. They're 29th in red zone success rate, while the Bears have the number 1 defense in the red zone this season. So, you know, like, I mean, I was talking last week, Vikings-Jaguars. We kept moving the ball down the field, can't convert into touchdowns. And even against the Jaguars, that's a problem. So, like Green Bay fans, if you had scored on the opening drive against Detroit, maybe it's a different game, sets a different tone. Like, you got to convert when you get inside, especially like the 10-yard line. And these mistakes have been happening for Green Bay. I don't know if Chicago's the team that'll punish you for it. They could, but that's something that could cost you later in the year.
I mean, I would imagine too, today there's quite a few instances where Green Bay is working with a short field.
Well, yeah, I mean, you just hate this guy.
I think they'll be working with a short field. I do believe they'll capitalize. You have 2 weeks now to clean up what you got to clean up. I do believe this is a blowout. Like, I don't see how the Bears stand a chance to win this game.
So Ziggy, Xavier De Los Santos said, is this the week where Josh Jacobs is this a down week for Josh Jacobs because Jordan Love is healthy, and will the passing be more? Do you rely on the run? So you are leaning on Josh Jacobs today.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I don't think that's a bad idea. I think LaFleur at some point is going to be like, yeah, you know, let's throw it around a bit. And then when that happens, you need Jordan Love to make the right decisions because he's been a little shaky.
Thanks, Will. I do know ball.
If you're the Bears, aren't you just pissed off that Jair Alexander and Evan Williams are both healthy and playing this game?
Yeah, of course they're playing.
Of
course, like, why would they be?
Yeah, of course I'm pissed. Of course I'd be upset they're playing.
I think Jair Alexander is nice. Evan Williams coming in, I think, particularly for the ability to stop the run game. I know I say this every single week we talk about the Bears. I'm going to say it again. DeAndre Swift is the key to the Bears offense.
Good God.
Evan Williams, I think, he makes a real difference to this Packers, not just in the pass defense. Obviously, he's huge there. He's big in run defense, too. He's big in everything on the field. I think that's a huge get for the Packers defense.
He's big.
I mean, he's massive.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so when you guys look ahead, we'll look at the rest of the slate here because there's only so much we could. We're all picking the Packers, right, in this one?
This shouldn't be close. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be close.
If the Bears win this, I declare Caleb Williams the Bears quarterback of the future. If he wins them this game.
I'd come on the reaction show naked if the Bears win this game.
Oh, man. I mean, people will hold you to that.
I think it's a double-digit Packer
That's
blowout.
actually more of a punishment for me because everyone here, you know, you're only chest high here.
Sure, yeah.
I'd be like close to the danger zone.
Oh,
way too close.
You wouldn't mind it.
What are we doing?
When we look ahead to the rest of the schedule today, when we look ahead to the rest of the schedule here today, obviously, Jack, you're super. Why are you not at Ravens Steelers?
So I don't like 1 o'clock games. I thought it was going to be flexed to like 4:25 or night.
It's too early in the day for you.
Well, 1 o'clock games, the atmosphere is not what it should be. Everyone's still kind of half asleep. And then we usually drive home after the game when it's 1 o'clock. Whereas if it's 4:25 or at night, We go get dinner after, spend the night, come home the next day.
I appreciate that you didn't say it's because you care about the show and wanted to show up and do your job.
Oh no, if it was a 4:25 game, I'm in Pittsburgh right now. But yeah, it's also when it's a 1 o'clock game, you leave Saturday, then come home the next day. It's kind of a lot. 4:25, 8 o'clock. It's better atmosphere. It's darker in the stadium. We spend that extra night.
I'm sorry, why can't you just spend the night in Pittsburgh anyway? It's 1 o'clock.
Wait, you don't want to be in Pittsburgh?
No, because
Pittsburgh, frankly, Pittsburgh is among NFL cities might have the unique title of being worse than Baltimore.
There's absolutely no chance Pittsburgh is worse than Baltimore. Pittsburgh's a super nice city. I've been going there since I was like 7 years old.
I enjoy Pittsburgh. Jack took me one time.
You got all the bridges are pretty.
Driving into Pittsburgh was the single worst experience in my entire life.
Yeah, it's a beautiful scene. Google Pittsburgh, PA, and go to images. It is beautiful.
We got some bridges. We got some engineers. Yeah, who cares?
You got the incline, which is cool. You got Mount Washington.
Sounds epic music. Jack
Okay, we're making this a poll. We're making this a poll.
You better be butt naked if the Bears win.
I will be ass naked if the Bears win.
Good God.
But hold on.
My God.
Here's the thing. If people who have been to both cities in this chat will say Pittsburgh is a million times better than Baltimore. If you throw out a poll, it's like Baltimore has a big name. People might say Baltimore because it's Baltimore, but Pittsburgh is a million times nicer than Baltimore.
Pittsburgh's a pretty big name too.
I think they're similar level names.
I think Baltimore's a bigger name.
Better American city. Is that what an insane poll to have on a football show here?
People who know.
Brady says the boys are live. Hashtag GPG. Donated $2. Thank you, Brady. We appreciate that.
GPG.
All right, so Ziggy, let me ask you. I'm looking ahead here at the wild card situations in the AFC and the NFC. Right now, the Ravens are the 5. There you go, Jack. Steelers in first. Chargers 6, Broncos 7. The Vikings are the 5. The Packers are the 6. The Commanders are the 7 in the NFC. Who do you think's in the most danger from each conference?
To drop out of the playoffs entirely?
To drop out entirely, yes.
I mean, I think in the AFC, it's hard not to pick the Broncos. Just honestly, the only reason I'm picking them over the Chargers, it's one of those AFC West teams, but the Broncos are 6-3, or the Broncos are 5-5. The Chargers are 6-3.
Obviously, it's the Broncos. So who's going to replace the Broncos?
In the NFC, I think actually the team in the most danger of dropping out is the Commanders.
The team
actually, no, I'm taking that back. The team in most danger of dropping out is the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh,
you love the Cardinals, though.
I love the Cardinals, but so the Cardinals are 6-4, the Commanders are 7-4, right? So the Commanders are ahead there, and I think this Commanders team is better than the Cardinals. The Cardinals, I know you didn't list them in like those wild card teams.
That's okay.
But I think the Cardinals are probably not going to get a wild card spot. I think either they win the NFC West in a tough battle against the 49ers or they drop out entirely. And you look, I mean, they're 6-4. The 49ers are 5-4. They're right there. The Cardinals still have to play them. If the 49ers are able to go to Arizona and win, would you be shocked if that happens? End of season, playoffs on the line. Who's winning, 49ers or Cardinals?
Yeah, I mean, you put the house on the 49ers.
So I think the Cardinals of the teams in the NFC are in the biggest danger of dropping out of the playoff picture.
Where are the Bengals right now? They're outside looking in, right?
Bengals are right here. They're the 9.
The Bengals are 9. They're 4-6.
But like that's the team that I would say replaces Denver.
What about Zach's Dolphins? Zach, you feeling good? 3-6. I mean, at 3-6, you're a game out in the loss column right now somehow.
I mean, we'll win today. So
I mean, the thing is too,
let's hope
the Dolphins with Tua are probably a top 5 team in the AFC.
I don't know. I mean, they're okay. They were getting murdered by Buffalo before Tua got hurt. Like
but that was when the vibes were bad.
No, but look, now he's come back.
When did you become a vibes guy, Ziggy? Has Jack had that much impact?
I guess I have.
Here are the vibes. The Dolphins are 3-6. They still get to play the Jets twice, the Patriots, Browns, and Raiders. There's my vibes.
That's pretty good.
Who the Bengals have to play? They got to play the Steelers twice, the Chargers, Broncos, and Cowboys. I mean, the Cowboys suck, but like.
So all right. So you have to put him. I give you $1 million. I say you have to bet on a team to replace the Broncos. You're going Dolphins, and you are too.
No, I go with the Bengals.
Okay,
but I think it's like 55-45. Bengals Dolphins, but I think if you step outside, I think people think the Bengals are like a sure thing, and the Dolphins have no chance. I think that's like the casual reaction. Like people have just forgotten about this Miami team. And I get why they're 3-6, but the AFC, some team has to make it in 7th. And I don't know. Honestly, it could be Denver, but I don't see it.
And remember, guys, at 12:45, we're going to do a giveaway here. We're going to give away some shirts. Ziggy apparently, allegedly, has a system pulled
No,
up.
I've got it. It's up.
Okay. I mean, if a member's not here, though, does they...
No, it's only members who are in the chat.
Oh, okay. Oh, so and then anyone in the chat will be in the... I mean, so it's anyone in the chat here is in a good situation.
Yep. Can we read I'm him's comment, please?
What him say? You can read it.
I'm gonna read I'm him's
right?
comment because he knows. And also to answer Will OC's question, I'm hungover, not baked.
So what did I'm him?
I'm him says Pittsburgh has no bad areas. Even outside of Pittsburgh is fine. It's safe, clean, lots of museum culture, zoos, and sports teams. You're sacrificing your life if you go feet away from the waterfront in Baltimore.
All right, we don't need to get into that with Baltimore. We don't need,
the Walters Art Museum in Baltimore might be the best art.
Oh,
museum
I love the Baltimore Aquarium. The Baltimore Aquarium.
But I'll say this: I honestly, here's my honest opinion.
I can just
the
see
Bengals and the Broncos play Week 17 in Cincinnati. That game, if you told me the start of the season, that game may be for the 7th seed, I would have thought you were crazy. Right? The Bengals looked like they were ascending. The Broncos looked like they'd be putrid. I think that week 16, Broncos-Bengals game could be game of the year potential.
Oh, where's that game?
It's in Cincinnati.
Yeah, Jack, what do you say to the allegations that you're an alcoholic?
I think that I'm an alcoholic on weekends. I'm not like I'm not a person who it's a Tuesday night and I'm like watching a movie and
this is why we have 130 watchers.
Getting hammered.
And getting hammered, yeah.
Oh, I completely agree.
On the weekends though, like I'll go ball.
You enjoy a beer.
Yeah,
more than beer too on the weekend.
more than a beer.
Sue him. He likes a beer. Maybe a rum and coke. All right, yeah, enjoy rum and coke once in a while. All right, Ziggy, I'm sorry. I took you off track. You were in the middle of a statement.
No, we're good. I'm just saying, game of the year right there. December 29th, Broncos at Bengals.
That's the game of the year.
Could be.
Oh,
that's the game where it's like 24-7 Bengals final.
This Broncos defense, man, they're legit. Jack, you don't get to be off the Broncos after how much you criticize me for not. I like that you and I have basically just flipped on almost everything throughout the NFL season.
No, I'm not off the Broncos completely.
You're off the Broncos.
I just don't think they'll make the play. What happened at home against the Chargers killed me. Like when they got blown out like that, I was off board.
Sounds Epic Music gifted 1 membership for the show, which Sam took. Sam took the membership. So thanks, guys. We appreciate that. Jack, we have intern Jeff in the chat, says Farrington. See, something's wrong about that. Jack's little brother calling me Farrington. That just doesn't seem right.
He never calls you Farrington in real life either. So it's hard to envision what it would sound like.
No, he's not talking to you. He's calling out the show.
Maybe.
It's the Farrington show.
Maybe. I'll have to put Jeffrey in his place later.
Possible.
All right. So what game? So, Jack, you're looking most forward, I'm assuming, to Steelers-Ravens today. If I took that off the slate for you, which game are you like, all right, I have to be here? It has to be Bills-Chiefs, right?
Then I'm just watching Netflix all day.
You're right. There's not one other game you're excited for.
It's Bills-Chiefs. This also has pretty big implications in terms of looking a bit down the road for the potential number 1 seed for my boys as well. I don't want to say anything, but if Pittsburgh beats Baltimore and the Bills beat the Chiefs,
we're playing a lot of ifs right here.
I know.
I'm trying something new here in the chat.
But
I've set up a Q&A, so try and submit your questions if you got any.
I'm curious to see in this game because it feels like such a good spot to take Buffalo. Like the Chiefs have been winning these games close, skating by, not looking fantastic, finding ways to win. And now Buffalo is a whole different animal. You're going on the road. Josh Allen versus the Chiefs in the regular season turns into God. And I just want to see how the Chiefs show up and how they look on the road in this game. And they can prove me totally wrong because right now I believe they are a bit overrated. If they go into Buffalo today and can beat the Bills, I'd flip a switch totally on them.
Well,
I love the Bills to win this game today. I think the Bills will beat them pretty good.
Well, let me ask you this. We all talk about Buffalo. They were, 3rd in our power rankings? That was a little debated, but maybe 4th. Everyone agrees they're a top 5 team in the NFL. They've had 2, right? Basically 2 difficult games this year. At Baltimore and at Houston. Did not look good in either of them. Baltimore ran them out of the building.
Yeah, there's a huge difference of being at Baltimore versus being at home.
No, I understand, but I'm saying here are the wins. Like they beat the Cardinals by 6. They beat the Dolphins, the Jaguars, the Jets, the Titans, the Seahawks, the Dolphins, the Colts. Like they've looked good in some of those games. They've won a couple of those games big, but Buffalo still hasn't done it against the elite competition that we're presuming the AFC will have come playoff time. So I like while the Chiefs have been skating by, the Chiefs did beat the Ravens. The Chiefs did go to San Francisco and beat the 49ers. I don't really care how you look too much right now. By the playoffs, you need to be playing good football. But the Chiefs win against good teams. They find a way. Buffalo, I think, is awesome. Like Josh Allen is the second best player, maybe the third best player in the National Football League. But they still, like I'm still not convinced that they're like one of the elite teams. I mean, I'm in the AFC with Josh Allen, you are, but I'm just not convinced of Buffalo being this powerhouse juggernaut when they haven't really beaten anybody.
Well, it's a prove-it game.
No, this is why I think it's a great spot for both these teams.
But also,
because they're both very good.
If you're Kansas City though, and taking these last couple of years aside, like focusing on 2024, I know you have Mahomes and stuff, but a team who it takes a blocked field goal to beat Denver at home. They beat the Raiders by 7. Haven't looked fantastic. Like if they go on the road here today and Buffalo is the better team clearly and beats up on them pretty good, what are you saying?
Oh, I'm saying huge win for Buffalo. They're going to host in the playoffs, and I still probably expect, depending if the Buffalo blows them out, I change my mind. But if it's a close game, Buffalo wins. I think Kansas City still ends up with the 1 seed. I just can't see Buffalo swapping that with them. But I think Kansas City will win in the playoffs.
It is unfortunate that the Bills have 17 players on the injury report for this game.
Insane though.
I didn't even know that.
Well, you have Dalton Kincaid's out, Keon Coleman's out, Amari Cooper is expecting to play.
Oh, Spencer
Kincaid's
Brown's questionable.
Greatest player ever.
Oh, the greatest player ever is out. That stinks. I might switch to the Chiefs. I didn't know Kincaid was out. He's Gronk.
He hasn't done anything in the NFL.
I love this question here from Colas, who says, if you could handpick the Super Bowl teams, regardless of their record or how good they are, who would you want to see? Let's assume you can't pick the Steelers, but you can't pick the Vikings. Okay, Ziggy?
Yeah, do we have to obey conferences?
I would like that.
Okay.
Okay. Handpick a team. That's actually a good question. Who would I want to see in the Super Bowl?
Now, this is interesting, too. Like, would you want... I mean, you're a Steeler fan, but do you have more interest if the Ravens are playing because you just would be rooting against them?
No, I don't really care.
Or you never want to... Okay.
Like, if we're not in it, I don't care who wins, right?
You know what I'd love to see?
What?
It's a matchup that we got last year, and it was an absolute blowout, but I think it would go differently this year. Ravens-Lions. And you remember last year, the Lions, they were looking hot. They were like 5-1. They went to Baltimore and lost 38-6.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see the Ravens are a little different now. The Lions are a little bit different, but you got like really physical football, right? These are both teams that like to play on the line. You get to see Lamar Jackson and that offense facing the Lions. You get to see what Jared Goff can do. I think that would be an incredible game. And the only way we can get it this season is the Super Bowl.
Is there anything wrong with picking a team like the Lions who are sort of a rival with us, do you think?
I mean,
or you're going off entertainment?
Because I don't. The Packers I couldn't pick, but the Lions I'm sort of indifferent to. Like, sure, they're the Lions, they're in our division, but like whatever.
So I'm
At
saying
that
like,
point, I'd rather see
so
good
we're saying
football.
like Packers are basically off limits for us. For you, like the Ravens, like we shouldn't pick those teams.
I really would. I really wouldn't care.
Alright, so who are you picking?
I actually tend to root. Like I was rooting for Baltimore in the Super Bowl against the Niners.
So who are you picking? Wait, what?
Yeah. I usually root for.
That has to be unpardonable.
I usually root for my division in the playoffs when the Steelers are out.
What?
I know people find that crazy.
It is crazy. Does anybody in the chat root for their division opponents?
I tend to root for like Baltimore or Cincinnati if they're in the playoffs and Pittsburgh's out.
That's kind of crazy.
Because I feel like I've built a
mutual respect,
connection, and a respect with these teams over the years. So like when I'm out, I tend to root for.
Okay, Packers fans in the chat. If the Bears make the playoffs, are you going to root for them? Say
I
the
feel like
Bears
it's-
beat the Packers and take their wild card spot. Are you gonna start rooting for the Bears in the playoffs?
I feel like it's different. Like there's a level of respect between Pittsburgh and Baltimore.
Is there?
no, there's not.
oh,
When those
100%.
teams play, they try to murder each
Oh,
other.
there's a hatred, but there's a respect.
I think there's a maybe there's not between. I think Green Bay and Chicago have a respect.
No, they don't.
No respect.
No,
I think Green Bay might respect Chicago. Chicago probably just fed up with Green
No, I
Bay.
think Green Bay just looks at them like dirt on their shoes and pisses in their mouth. There's no respect.
Do you want to
and
turn to some of these fan questions?
I want to.
Yeah.
I want a fellow Steeler fan to hop in on this and see if he agrees with me. What
Yeah,
was
fellow
I-
Steeler fans, do you root for the Ravens, Bengals, and Browns? I guess not the Browns. Do you root for the Ravens and Bengals in the playoffs?
when Pittsburgh is
and not really
in
the
it?
Bengals. Do you root for the Ravens in the playoffs?
I think everyone in the NFC North kind of agrees here. We all kind of this is great. Who is this? I pity cheer for the Lions. That's what Venom Game said. Yeah, like I don't cheer for the Lions, but I do have they're just irrelevant. It's like the Browns going on a run. Like
No,
Like, I'd root for the
Colas has
Browns.
it right. I wouldn't root for the Bears in an exhibition game with a gun to my head.
But Steelers Ravens is different.
there's respect. Yeah, this Ryan here says I respect them, but I don't want them to win necessarily. Like you can respect the Ravens and root against them. Now, here's the argument I get is that if you're watching Baltimore, like you have an interest in them losing, so you're more interested. Like I'm more interested in a Packer playoff game than I would be watching like the Cowboys play against the Buccaneers or whatever. If the Packers are in that game, I'm more likely to be really invested because I'm rooting against the Packers. But it's like I can see you enjoying like the rival run just because you're more engaged. But then there's a certain point where you sit back. Like last year, we're watching the Packers in the playoffs, and as they're beating San Francisco, I was like, oh my god, like this is getting a little too real. Like it was fun, with the show doing really well, and we're all into it. And I went, wait a second, like they could win the Super Bowl. Like that can't happen.
No, Steve, that was like I'm rooting for Baltimore in that case.
That's interesting.
But to answer the question before, I'd probably say Bills versus Lions is what I'd like to see.
The NFC has to be I think it's. If I can't pick the Vikings, I think the two most entertaining teams are the Lions and Packers easily, right?
Yeah. Maybe like Bills Eagles. I feel like that would be a good game.
I just don't have much. I mean,
Who wants to see the
Saquon's
Eagles
awesome. Yeah,
again?
Saquon's awesome, but like we just had it. I'm kind of. I think that Detroit and Green Bay are just so much more. Detroit is super fun to watch. They're Campbell, everything about them. They're a show, and Green Bay is with the explosiveness is like they're just fun teams to watch. I don't want to see them
Those are
win
probably
a Super Bowl.
Those are probably the two answers in the NFC. It's Detroit or Green Bay.
Yeah, and then I think you have to probably pick between the Chiefs, Bills, and Ravens in the AFC.
We got a
That's
couple
huge.
questions from our members that I want to
go
get
ahead.
to here. One of them is from a member, A. Cook. He says, this is a Jack-style question. I had a dream last night
Oh.
that ETN scores a 40-yard touchdown against the Lions. Does this mean I should start him over T. Higgins in fantasy this week?
Yeah, 100%, yes.
You have to trust the deliverance of the dream.
Yes.
Always.
That's a sign. I firmly believe that in those cases,
Oh
yes.
God, man, I
Because that's your subconscious, just like it's trying to tell you. It's doing calculations you can't even imagine. You have to go with the dream.
Yes. 100%.
How are you telling me don't follow your dreams? Is that what you're saying?
I think that was a nightmare. I like ETN's not.
No, you know what I could see though? I could see him
You
like
want to hear ETN's stats over the past 4 weeks? 17 yards, -1, 24, 44.
So then why is he having a dream he's scoring 40
I
yards?
don't know, maybe A Cook's
There's
out of
no
his
other
mind.
explanation.
Maybe A Cook's a lunatic.
Hey, Cook, did you go to bed hammered last night?
I have ETN on one of my teams, as I've said multiple times on this show, and he's killing me out here.
I think you trust the signs.
No, why would I not bet on the Bengals? Like the Bengals offense has been sensational lately.
No, because it's gonna
I'm going T. Higgins. It's not
gonna
close.
kill him if he benches Etienne.
No, it's gonna kill him when he puts ETN in his line.
No.
That's gonna happen.
It'll hurt worse if he benches him when he goes nuts.
Oh god.
After that dream, you have to play him.
This is from Miles Williams. How is Sam Darnold going to perform today?
He'll probably suck.
Against the Titans?
He'll
No,
be-
I mean it's
he'll be
funny
good.
because last week, if you asked me the same thing against the Jaguars, I would have been like, "Oh, we should have a very good day against Jacksonville." And Sam was most of the game very bad. I think we've sort of figured out what Darnold's going to be for the Vikings this year. He will have very high highs, and I mean he could throw it, like he really can sling it. But the decision making has kind of come back down to earth over the past few weeks, and the turnovers are going up. This is why JJ McCarthy will probably eventually get the deal, and why I was so confused when people said in week 5 you got to sign him to I was talking to someone who said sign him to like a 2-year, $100 million deal. It's like, guys, like we're talking 5 games in. You can't do that.
Here's my prediction for Sam Darnold today: 230 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Comfortable, but not that comfortable win.
I think it's very good. Thank you for actually answering the question, not going off in a delusional world like me.
We've got this from Luke Olvila here. Which bad team is most likely to turn around their season and get a playoff spot? And what good team is most likely to fall apart and lose their playoff spot? So I think we did the bad ones turning it around. But among good teams, are there any? Let's take the division winners or like the division leaders right now. We talked about the Cardinals, but of the other division leaders in the NFL. So that's what? The Chiefs, Steelers, Bills, Texans, Lions, Eagles, and Falcons. Do you think that any of them are really vulnerable to falling apart and missing the playoffs?
Let me just take a look here at the schedule.
Got to be the Falcons.
Well, the Falcons.
Falcons are the easy answer.
No,
But the thing is, the Falcons are not that vulnerable because the only way they lose is if the Bucks jump them.
The Bucks, Baker. Shout out to Baker. He's been awesome this year. Even though Tampa's losing right now, without Godwin, without Evans, I think he's been amazing. He's been really good. And the Tampa
2 top receivers.
No, it's been incredible. But I don't think Atlanta's in too much danger. Arizona, obviously, as we said, but I mean, it's clearly the Steelers. The Steelers are clearly the team in danger
of missing
the Steelers.
The playoffs?
Cannot miss the playoffs.
No way.
At Ravens twice, at the Bengals, at the Eagles, you have the Chiefs.
Yeah, but to miss the playoffs.
If the Steelers lose 4 of their next 5, they probably make the playoffs.
I think our percent now is like a 95% chance.
Sorry, I can see the Steelers missing I can see a world
losing out.
I would be surprised
if the Steelers lose out.
Yeah, who do you want me? Who do you want me to pick here?
Literally lose out.
All right, who else do you want me to pick? I'm picking the Chiefs. I'm not picking the Bills. I'm not picking the Texans in their shitty
I think
division.
in the AFC,
we said no Arizona.
The top 5 teams right now are basically all locks.
Yeah, but if you have to pick between the Chiefs, Bills, Texans, and Steelers, the Steelers are probably that team to pick. I mean, the Texans are not losing that division.
The Texans are more vulnerable.
I think we're better than the Texans.
Yeah, the Steelers should be fine.
Like missing the playoffs? There's no way they should
be fine.
Yeah, but the Texans are objectively more vulnerable than the Steelers. The Texans are 6-4. The Steelers are 7-2. Radically different records.
7-2 is a great record.
Yeah, I go Houston also. I also think Houston. I just think Houston stinks. Like I don't think we stink.
Jory Porson coming in with a hot take: Steelers will not win the Super Bowl.
That's scorching, because I think we are going to win the Super Bowl.
Like
Jack might actually believe that.
I can see a world where the Steelers end the year
in the Super Bowl.
I can see a world where the Steelers end the year 9-8.
All right, we've got time for one more question, and it's a giveaway. This is from Ethan Robson. If the Chiefs lose to the Bills, do you think it will start a slide for the Chiefs or make them get even better, turn it up a gear?
A slide's impossible. Like the Chiefs aren't going to slide.
Well, yeah, they have at Carolina and hosting the Raiders, hosting the Chargers at the Browns. So I mean, that would be one of the all-time slides.
You know,
maybe not slide and miss the playoffs, but like, do you think things start to get worse in the building? Do they get nervous? The rest of schedule after their Bills game is so easy. I mean, they host the Texans and they go to Pittsburgh, and that's tough. But otherwise, it's a bunch of snoozers. And they're going to rest all the starters week 18 against the Broncos.
You know, I mean, if you
unless they lose to Buffalo.
Even if they lose to Buffalo.
Oh, I mean, there's a world like if it's within one game.
But if you go and lose,
but Buffalo's got a tougher.
So Buffalo, it's like, all right, you're
fine. You're fine.
It's like you're 9-1. We've lost to Buffalo 3. Like we've seen this movie before.
Well, actually, if they beat Buffalo, now we're starting to talk about a potential undefeated regular season.
They're not gonna win in Pittsburgh.
No, like going into if you're undefeated, Ziggy, and you are going into Denver, you clearly had the 1 seed locked up, or even Pittsburgh. You're going into Pittsburgh and Denver to end the year. They will have the 1 seed locked up by then if they're undefeated. Are you going for it?
For the undefeated season?
Yeah.
No.
Probably not.
Are you ready? I'm going for it. I'm 100%.
I really don't. Like, who cares?
I care.
Like, I don't think it matters.
I care about winning a Super Bowl.
The worst
thing. No, you don't want to be. The worst thing you can be is the Patriots, right? Undefeated season, everything's looking great. We're playing hard for it, and then you just lose.
Like,
so you're gonna rest guys for a month?
If you're like 16-0, versus 14-2 when you're the 1 seed, it doesn't matter.
I could argue it's detrimental if you bench everyone if you rest everyone for a month. Maybe you play them a quarter and a half or whatever. I mean, you can't just if they don't play from December 25th to January 25th. I think that's a problem.
What I think I'd do is I'd probably play him in the second last game, bench him the last game. That's probably what I do.
So you play in Pittsburgh, and then so you're telling me you're 1 game away from an undefeated regular season. You're just benching them all.
I don't think I don't care. Yeah.
All right. I guess let me ask you, what are you guys doing in the chat here? Are you playing those guys going for the undefeated season?
Well, here's what they're doing. They're about to get ready to enter the giveaway.
Yeah, let's see here. What else we got here? My endless void says Paul's got a real hatred for the Steelers. Secret hatred.
I
don't think it's a secret. It's not hatred. It's just I have a.
Although I do love the fact that you hate them because I know solely it's because of me.
Yeah, no, I mean,
so
but I don't hate the Steelers.
I do love that.
Like when we were younger and we had lunchroom banter, I would say I thoroughly disliked them. But now it's more of like a.
Meanwhile, I could care less about the Vikings, but you're rooting hard against the Steelers today.
No, I'm not. I'm really not. I'm really not.
And I do love that.
No, I like the Steelers. I think they're a great organization. I've been to a few games. I don't have hatred for the Steelers.
No, you do, but I like the fact that you do. Because I know it's because of me.
Who Pack asks if the Packers lose and Jack bears it all, does he keep the shades?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't think we can let you come on the show without shades.
Yeah, I gotta have the shades.
It's a free comment machine. People just comment on the shades endlessly.
Wait, Jack, reach right here. I believe there's a terrible towel right there. Is that like you see it? No, right here, the yellow towel. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I get. Well, this is mine.
Have we just had that there the whole time?
I think this is mine.
No, that's mine from the Steeler game. No Steeler hater keeps a terrible towel behind his back.
Maybe you're not a hater.
One could say a fan.
This is also a sign.
One could say fan. Well, we lost that game against the Ravens.
Terrible towel. Hey, they crushed
All right,
us.
are we ready to do a giveaway here?
All right, yeah. What we got? 147 people here.
Yeah, so here's how this giveaway is going to work. I'm going to start a timer for 1 minute. And to enter the giveaway, all you got to do is just type the number 1. It doesn't matter if you type it once or more than once. You're only going to get 1 entry.
Wait, and that enters them into your thing, or are you just looking at everyone?
Yeah, that enters them into it.
Wow.
And then I've got a random generator, and it'll pull out a random person who types the number 1.
1 is the.
So, type it into the chat, and your 1 minute window starts now. So go ahead, type the number 1. That'll enter you in, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, look at Jeffrey here while we're waiting for people. Jeffrey says, Paul, you're a curse. The one Steelers playoff game you went to, we get smoked. You know, that was also Jeffrey's first playoff game. So maybe, Jeffrey, you were the curse there.
Jeff's also winless in Steeler playoff games.
Yeah, Jeff's an issue.
You have to type the number digit. If you type the word 1, you will not be entered.
Wow, Ziggy, way to get comment engagement up here. What does this say? Where did Jack stick? Oh, no. Where did Jack stick the terrible towel? God.
You know where I stuck the terrible towel.
Oh, no.
I've mastered the art in towel waving. No one waves a towel like me.
Miles Williams says the towels under Jack's bed are quote unquote terrible.
Hell, they are.
Was it originally yellow?
Okay, so everyone's putting in the number 1. Wow, Ziggy, good job. I'm surprised how many people are
This one's not members only. The members only one will be next, but right now anyone can win.
So there's 2 giveaways here. One's for members, one for everyone listening in the chat.
Wait, why is everyone typing 1?
Oh Jesus, Jack.
No shot.
No, that's not
no
real.
shot.
That's not. You did not just say that.
no shot.
I'm kidding.
Okay. Are we ready for me to select a winner?
Has it been 1 minute?
Paul, you are a Steelers curse.
Not a curse. I actually don't mind the Steelers. I really don't. I don't understand where this is coming from.
You show up and lose by 30 in the playoffs.
Yeah, then the Ravens fans are chanting Ravens in the behind us. That was brutal.
Actually, I gotta tell you,
All right.
what the Steelers just played the Commanders last week.
Yeah.
There were a lot of Steelers fans.
It was
there.
unbelievable.
I didn't like when I was watching that game.
There's some Steeler takeovers, but that was unbelievable.
It was legit 90%.
Yeah.
We've got a winner if we're ready.
Let's hear it.
Humanoid has joined the PFS army.
Just in time for that second giveaway. But the winner of the first giveaway, selected randomly, was Joanne Marie.
Oh, wait.
Joanne Marie, congratulations,
Wait,
Joanne.
Is that your mom?
That might be.
I think we got to reselect. Paul's mom can't win. Paul's mom can't win the giveaway. Sorry. If you're the mother of somebody on the show, you're not eligible. That's too lame. All right, we're trying this again.
Hysterical.
We'll get my mom a shirt.
All right.
Reroll.
The winner is Jay.
Bob
There you
Farrington.
I have no
Yeah,
idea.
JWL5SF.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
All right. So JWL5FS.
5FS.
You can reach out to us on Instagram or our email. So Instagram, you could DM us and we'll get in touch with you, or our email, paulfarringtonshow@gmail.com, and we'll talk to you. God, look at the lighting on the show now. I look orange. Oh, we got to fix that. We'll fix that.
I think it looks good.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I think it looks a little more
Who
natural.
wanted JWF?
Everyone's going rigged from.
I honestly can't believe that your mom won. That's ridiculous.
Well, hey,
But-
we did right, and we have a new winner. So I hope everybody's happy. All right, wait, but we have one more. We have one more.
No,
here.
this one, it's going to be, instead of typing 1 to enter, you will type in 2. But this one, anyone can type in and enter, but the only people eligible to win will be members.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, you're wasting your time if you're typing number 2 and you're not a member. Yes, Jay, you. You wrote me with 3 question marks. You are the winner. But your 1 minute to enter starts now.
So okay, so we have now the members giveaway here. You guys want to hear something funny while we wait? So
What's the email, Paul? Put it in the chat
Oh.
for our friend Jay.
paulfarringtonshow@gmail.com.
I couldn't remember if there was show.
I was about to ask for Joanne Marie's number. I realized I already have
Oh,
it.
yeah,
realized
yeah.
I
Oh,
realized
come
I already
on, man.
have it.
Joanne Marie, if you were somehow not Paul's mother, you're a winner. So feel free to send us an email.
So Ziggy, when we had this Navy weekend a couple weeks ago, everyone came up. We went out to dinner at a nice Italian restaurant, and we had to go pick up one of our friends in Newark at the train station. So I left my credit card with one of our friends, Lindo, and I went to pick up our other friend. Yeah, Lindo, great person.
I miss
great person.
Lindo.
So Lindo has my credit card, and all of a sudden she thinks it'd be funny to put in an order. So our friend Aiden and Lindo are scheming up what to do with my credit card, which, obviously I trusted the wrong people here. And they're like, oh, maybe we should sign them up for like magazine or something like that, blah, blah, blah. Next thing I know, on my porch 3 days later, it's a package. You know what's in that package? Green Bay Packer beanie hat.
It's a nice hat.
It's
It is a
it's
nice
actually a
hat.
really nice
It's-
hat.
it's-
Paul,
I
put
mean,
it on. I want to see how you look in that.
No
Yeah, throw it
shot,
on, throw
man.
it
No
on.
shot. But what I think we're gonna do,
We could probably get some heavy donations.
well, I think
for you to
we'll
put
do
it
a
on.
giveaway. Not today, but we'll do a giveaway of this Green Bay Packer hat for Packers fans. And we'll do that as well. Maybe members only. We'll see how it goes. All right.
All right. We have a winner. The winner of the giveaway,
Bum, 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 bum,
the
bum.
members giveaway, is My Endless Void.
Oh,
All
man.
right.
My Endless Void has been a
Yeah,
key
that's
contributor
a-
to
yeah,
that.
that's
I am
a-
absolutely not reading that at, but congratulations, My Endless Void.
Well, I don't know what the ad
What's
is.
the ad? Let me see the ad.
I can't see the ad, but
I like the profile picture. It's got Aaron Rodgers on the corner saying "Play it safe." It's got Brett Favre on the other side saying "F it, we ball" on Jordan Love. That's pretty good.
No, it's just
But
my endless.
congratulations.
It's just my endless void. That's all I say.
Click on the profile and see what their yeah.
I can't even see it.
I
but
can't even see it.
I'm
That's for
imagining.
the better. That's for the better.
imagining
But
it's something awesome.
congratulations.
See, do you want to share
All
it?
right, so
Send us an
Jay-
email, reach out, we'll get you in.
So Jay and My Endless Void, they win the giveaways. We'll get you guys some shirts. Just reach out to us and we'll figure it out. We'll get the sizes, we'll get the addresses and everything. Yeah, it'll be great. And you know what? I think we're gonna try and figure out over the next few shows, guys, how to get phone calls in to the show. Which, I mean, that presents an endless opportunity for negative situations. But I will say,
Wolf producer Zach is the enforcer.
it'll be quite fun. So we'll have some. Hopefully soon we can have some call-ins. Maybe we do a live over the next couple weeks where we come on a little earlier, start taking phone calls, and really having fun with everyone here.
A little early might be tough on a Sunday morning for me. This is about my.
Well, we start at noon.
This is
we
about
start
my.
at noon today.
This is about the earliest I could be here.
All right, congratulations to Jay and to My Endless Void. Thomas Cassius is still going for the win here after.
We appreciate you, Thomas. but-
Thomas Cassius is still trying out here. We'll get at some point he has to win something. Like it's been too long.
What is our affection not enough?
Probably not. I think he wants a shirt. I think he wants a shirt.